Hello viewers, welcome back to Glory Hunter. What's that? That's a white towel. Whose is it? Barcelona's, everyone! Woohoo! We beat them, we give them all of that, slapped them up all over the shop. Take it. Champions League winners. That's their towel. The white, they threw it in. We don't need this. Yes! We're on the intro, still buzzing about it, viewers. Can't lie to you, still buzzing about it. Welcome back to Glory Hunter with me, DoctorBenjyFM, and welcome. Now, these videos sometimes can be a little bit, but actually today, with the way Glory Hunter goes, these videos are potentially the most important of the series each season. So this is a summary of what we've done, and a question really of, where do we go next, if at all? Do we go into the next season with Inter Milan? We'll come to that in just a moment. But first of all, let's summarise this season then. 4th in the league. I still can't believe it. Champions League winners and Italian Cup winners. 2 of the big trophies then ticked off the list, but Serie A still seems quite a long way away. 19 points away, in fact. Lazio won it. But what does give me a little bit of confidence is that Zebra didn't win it. Like, Juve aren't the dominant side. Juve, can I get away with it? Do you know who I'm on about anymore? But they're not the dominant side that I thought they would be. 93 points though from Lazio. Just 1 defeat is impressive. Especially impressive when you consider that I bought their best player at the start of the season. Or so I thought. Immobile got 23 goals in the season. Ronaldo got 22. Martinez got 16. But overall, Martinez for us, actually, he did all right. All things considered, you take a look at the goals there. You can see 25 for him, 13 for Lukaku. Barella, SMS. We've got Asamoah in the goals. Phil Foden got a couple as he was here. Skriniar's there as well. And of course, players are going to return to the squad. That's another interesting aspect of all of this. Before we talk about who's coming back, let's talk about a few of the other players that performed fantastically throughout the season. Barella is sort of the surprise package. I didn't know much about this guy before we came in. I didn't think he was going to be a regular part of my team, but boy was he, especially towards the back end. 6 goals, 7 assists, 7.33 in the league, and is joining permanently this summer, so that's fantastic news. He's going to be here for a very long time, which is terrific. You want your best players here, right? Lazaro was another standout name. Again, probably doesn't get quite enough credit, but on that right-hand side, really great season. You can see there 2 goals, 5 assists, only 20 appearances. It sort of became second half of the season. He became the mainstay. Of course, D'Ambrosio played there as well, but then he nailed down that position. Of course, Martinez up there. Asamoah, a lot of the fullbacks, a lot of the wing-back positions. You can see they've had really, really good seasons. On the other side of that, we've got to talk about it, sadly. A few other players, in terms of average ratings especially, didn't play so well. You look at the amount of minutes played. Handanovic we'll ignore because goalkeeper ratings are essentially broken. DiMarco didn't have the greatest time, played quite a few minutes. Similar situation for Barbosa when he came back, only 3 goals in the time that he played, and a few of the others. A little bit surprising actually. The fridge wasn't great. Phil Foden overall wasn't fantastic, and SMS, when you consider how much we spent on him, didn't quite have the season we were hoping for. 4 goals, 1 assist, 6.88 really isn't what we were looking for. If he has like a 7.2, 7.3 season, he's having quite the year, don't get me wrong, but I expected a little bit more from him. It didn't seem to happen. Goals per 90 minutes then, you can see with a 0.56, Martinez right up there. 3rd on the list, viewers. 3rd on the list. Danny Graham, lovely stuff. 3 goals this season. You saw them all. 2 goals, 18 assists, 18 appearances, not 18 assists. Look, for what I got from him, he's a Champions League winner. Who cares? Fantastic stuff from him. Lukaku, higher than I expected, actually. Maybe higher than you expected too. Of course, the forwards up there, they're the ones who scored the goals. Chances created, I always think, is really quite a key stat. And again, it's unsurprising, really. Fullbacks up there. Sanchez, when he played a game, but he barely had any minutes, to be honest. But yeah, Baraghi and Lazaro, they're the 2 that, they stand out to me because of the formation that we play. And of course, this is a formation that I've really, really enjoyed using this season. And wherever we go, I'm definitely going to keep it. I have to save it as the Inter Milan tactic. We'll always know it as that. But depending on where we go next, or if we do another season, we will obviously base it around here. Phil Foden will leave on loan. Barella will stay on his loan spell. Alexis Sanchez will leave. We'll open up a lot of the wage bill. I think we're paying him £200,000 a week at the moment, which isn't ideal. But what a first season. I mean, when you take everything into account, the Italian Cup was something I did pinpoint as I want to see how far we can get. And when I started the series, I thought this first season would be a season of figuring out where we stand. Inter, to me, were behind probably Napoli actually as well, and Zebra of course, as the teams that could challenge for a title this year. I actually thought Zebra were here and everyone else was sort of here, right? And that's obviously not what happened, but the way it's panned out, it makes me believe that we can be in that conversation next year. I don't think Lazio are going to have quite a good a season. I don't think Zebra are going to maybe be quite as bad. But yeah, there's certainly a chance for us. Champions League now ticked off the list. Italian Cup ticked off the list. No matter what now, the league is the priority. And this gives us a tricky situation and some tricky decisions to make. Before we talk about the potential to come in, let's talk about some of the loan players that are going to return for us. Icardi being the main one, João Mario and Perisic as well, but Icardi coming back could be massive. Like in terms of what we could get out of him, whether we sell him on, 19 and 26 for them last year, he could be that one goal scorer that makes us really quite dangerous going into next season. We'll have to wait and see. If a big bid comes in, I'm talking like 80, 90 million, then we can bring our own player in. That would be quite nice. But equally, Mauro Icardi, he's not bad, is he? Like he's got a lot of quality, and I've not really got on with Lukaku this season, so maybe Icardi would be the tonic for the rest of the season. Who knows? Or for the rest of the series. So exciting in terms of him. Radu as well, goalkeeper that might end up taking over from Handanovic. He's very, very good and has improved a lot, as you know, this season. I'm glad he had a decent loan move. So he's someone else that we'll obviously welcome back with open arms. The rest of the loans, they've done all right here and there. No one's really like shone to the levels that will include them significantly over the next season. But yeah, Eddie Salcido's maybe one that you look at that we can maybe start to integrate into the side. 18 years of age, a lot of potential. Maybe we'll see more of him. But yeah, all in all then, Inter Milan, pretty successful first season. It's whether how much do we back ourselves next year to win Serie A. That's the thing, isn't it? And that's where the problem comes in. One season, one trophy. If we don't win it, we have to move. The problem with that is there are some big jobs on the table. You've seen the thumbnail, and I've included them in the thumbnail because I think it's the sort of thing people will be curious in. Let's take a look. So we go to the job centre, and if we sort it in a different way than this, what's happening here? It's a shambles, viewers. It's all cock a hoop, but there you can see the big like teams obviously there are Real Betis and Coventry. Barcelona, Manchester City. Like, that's some top jobs. And look, we're not the favourite for those jobs, and maybe jumping ship to one of those big boys early might not even be possible. Like, maybe my reputation in the game still needs to improve a little more. Of course, I've just won 2 big trophies. That's good. But, I mean, Barcelona right now, second in Spain, just behind Atletico, who have upset the odds a little bit. Real Madrid as well, probably considering sacking their manager. They may have already done it, in fact. So there's a chance for us there. Do we think that Barcelona will be the right club for us? You're still getting Messi. You're getting the back end of Suarez. Griezmann's there as well now. Like, you've only got to look at the average ratings of these. Like, the top 5 players, 4 of them are from Barcelona. They didn't win the league, but they're still superb talents. Like, if there's ever a place or a time to go to Barcelona, it's to get a couple of years out of Messi. Like, Messi. I know we've just beat them in the Champions League final, but how can I not think about it? And the same goes for City, second in the Premier League behind Liverpool, who have won it. We see that many times. Manchester United and Tottenham, they're the teams that have fallen out. United well off the pace, so they're not even a team that I can consider right now. It's an odd situation. I guess I'm talking about this like we can only go for one trophy, which is kind of true. But if we finish third in our Champions League group, do we then consider the opportunity to then drop down and try and work our way through the Europa League? I can't exactly fix it to happen. I mean, it could happen, don't get me wrong. I don't know what our group will be like. We've won it, so we'll be pot 1, so the teams that we'll face will be slightly easier as Inter Milan manager. But Manchester City and Barcelona, they are options. Ancelotti is an option. Marcelinho is an option as well. I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it? Because will those jobs come around again? And if they do, will it be an awful long time? Equally, Sevilla and Bilbao also available in Spain down the bottom there. Guardiola is favourite apparently for the Sevilla job. A Sevilla side that are known for winning the Europa League. 7th position. They've qualified again. Like, do we go to a team like Sevilla because we know their pedigree at winning the Europa League? It's such a gamble, isn't it, to go down to a team at that level when we're at Inter Milan. We've just won the Champions League. Like, no logical manager would do it. But we are glory hunting here. We are going for the teams that have got track records of winning, and that is why Barcelona and that is why Manchester City are such gettable jobs. It feels like jobs that we should be looking at. But there's also that edge of me that thinks, well, actually, will we have a better chance at winning the league now because we've just won the Champions League? Like Inter Milan suddenly become a massive proposition for teams, and all of a sudden teams might think we want to go there. 64 million is the budget with a few player sales as well. We could be spending 100 million this summer to try and invest in a title-winning side. But will we get to December or January and think, we ain't going to get it. And do we move mid-season if another of these major jobs? I imagine Liverpool are 6th or something like that, but they're still in the FA Cup, of course. So this is Glory Hunter now. This is the question of morally, what do I think is correct? Logically, what's correct? Because every year I don't make a decision to move. Remember, I'm saying that I've got to win. Like, I've got to win the trophy that's still available to me. And if I'm not moving, like, the gamble there of not going when I say these massive jobs are on offer. I have loved Inter Milan, and I've really enjoyed this season. It's been one of my favourite seasons ever on Football Manager. That's a big thing to say. Or Championship Manager. Like, it's in my top 3 seasons probably. To leave these boys who I feel like a lot of us have got attached to. Like, sure, if I go to Barcelona or go to Manchester City, I will bring some of these boys with me. Danny knows he's on his way. Lautaro Martinez is someone I would love to take around with me as well. But what do I do, viewers? I'm not going to ask you, because I think that by asking you what to do, we might disagree, and then there'll be a split somewhere along the line. But I'm sure you'll have your own thoughts, and I'd love to hear those. I really will. I'll be fascinated to know what you would do. Not necessarily what I would do or what I should do, but what would you do in this situation? And get in the comment section. Manchester City and Barcelona are possible destinations for me. You see, this is the day after the Champions League final. Luckily, they can't hear me. Valverde's he's just been sacked as well. I didn't know that. He's just been sacked straight after it. And we now have the decision to make then, don't we? Contracts to be extended. I don't want to leave Inter Milan in a rough spot, so I'll make sure that these are all offered out again. You can see a few players set to leave as well, but no one notable, to be honest. It's a fascinating situation because I want to get these 14 trophies. To pick up 2 in my first year, I thought I would have none in year 1, and to have 2, one of which the biggest around, is really quite something. It's exciting. Thank you for watching. The support on the first season has been phenomenal. You can already tell by the way these episodes are going, there's going to be quite a few in this series, so lock yourselves in. Thank you for the support on the recent episodes. It's been tremendous, and hopefully we can continue it going into our next journey. Next episode will be a transfer window or a big decision, like if we end up going for a different job. I still don't know. I don't think I'm going to be offered one, so it would take me to go out and probably apply and maybe be rejected, but the journey continues. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Inter Milan Season 1 done. 2 trophies in the books, and I'll see you again for more tomorrow at 5 PM. We're Love with Care from DoctorBenjy. Until next time, goodbye, but just getting started. How good is this?